Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Yes, I'm wearing exactly the same outfit and makeup and hair and everything as it was in one or two other videos that you'll probably have already seen by now. But I wanted to just knock out a couple videos right in a row because I was sitting here and I might as well do it. So this video is going to be my must-have makeup brushes, the ones that I use every single day, the ones that I swear by and really couldn't live without. There's a good few of them, so let's get started. I've got them all here. Well, I don't really keep them in this, but this is a mug from Anthropologie. It's from a couple years ago, and I don't really keep these brushes in there. I usually use this more for like brushes that I don't really use because it's kind of more decorative, but let's do an order of what I use every day. So the first thing that I do, let's see, what do I do? Primer. I use my hands for primer. The next thing is foundation. So I use a beauty blender for that, and excuse my dirty beauty blender, it is disgusting. It's also broken, the tip broke off when I was washing it, but I'm getting by. This is what it looks like new. This is a brand new one, and if you aren't familiar with beauty blenders, you get it wet and it kind of grows to like almost double the size, and it gets really squishy and bouncy, and then you dab your foundation on with it and then sponge it and bounce it until everything is blended and it's flawless and gorgeous, and it's the best possible way to apply foundation, with the exception of cream to powder foundations such as the Hourglass Immaculate. I would not use it on that. It's cream to powder and this is kind of damp and it just messes with the whole situation. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for that, but for everything else and concealer, this is incredible. For brows, I really don't even think I brought anything specific. Anything that's like angled or flat or whatever, I'll do brows with. It's like whatever, you can kind of pull it off with whatever you have. And then the next thing is eyeshadow. So I use the Sigma, what is this? E55. It's the, ooh, dirty brush. It's just for packing on eyeshadow on the lid. It works really, really well. All these brushes are dirty because I just did this eye look and it's really like colorful, so. And then I will blend out the edge of my lid color with this one, and I'll usually use like, is it soft brown or Swiss chocolate? I think it's Swiss chocolate by MAC. I think it is. So I will blend out the edge of the color with this one. I like to use this goat hair brush, and this is the Sigma Tapered Blending E35 brush. I like to use this one rather than a synthetic like this black one for blending out that color because it's stiffer and it just does a better job of like blending that line really well while laying down that color that I use on this one. So after that I follow with the whatever I just called this, the E40, which is a little fluffier and a little bit more forgiving. This is synthetic, and then I use, I think this is soft brown that I use, it's lighter, and then I use that to blend out the edge. Some people call it a transition color. I hate that term. I think it's really annoying. I don't know why, but that is what I use for my transition shade or whatever to blend that edge out. And let's see, oh, then I'll use the Sigma E20. This is the flat smudger brush. It's like kind of short and stubby, and it's perfect for getting the shadow right underneath your eye, on your lower lash line, just kind of stamping it under there. And then it's essential to blend that out. So I'll take this with that soft brown again, and this is in E45. So it's a little bit better for that under eye area where you can't really fit a giant brush. So I just like stick that on there and then just blend the heck out of that thing until it looks soft and kind of smoked out. And then as far as liner goes, this is the only, oh no, I lied. It is one of two brushes that I use that are not Sigma. This one is by MAC, it's the 208. I've talked about this one before. It's just small and angled, perfect for winged liner. Like I've always said, it's foolproof winged liner brush. Anyone can do winged liner with this. So I'll usually start with my contour, and for that I use the NARS Ita brush. This is that rectangular kind of flat skinny brush. I can't even tell you how much I adore and cannot live without this brush. I went on a bit of a rampage and a hunt to try to find this because it's been sold out of everywhere for months and like a really, really long time. I talked to a NARS artist and she said that actually it was partially because of Jaclyn Hill's contouring and highlighting video that she used this in, that it sold out. And actually each NARS brush is handmade, and so like you can see if you look closely, it's like laced and tied in there, and it's handmade. Like every brush they make is handmade. However, I was like determined to get this brush. I ended up finding it. I was like looking online, looking on eBay. I could buy it for like $250 on eBay, whereas it's normally like $39. And so I was like, maybe if I can't find it anywhere else, I'll do that. Don't, you guys, seriously, do not buy it on eBay. You can find it. It's actually in stock in certain places now, maybe Nordstrom, and maybe NARS.com, but at the time it was not. It was sold out absolutely everywhere. And so I finally, in a moment of desperation at like 4 in the morning one time after searching and searching, I just Googled like, where the heck can I buy the NARS Ita brush or something like that, and a blog came up that's called A Glittery Life, I think, and she had a whole post about the NARS Ita brush, and then at the end she was telling about where you could get it, and it was this NARS boutique. I think it might have been like the very first NARS boutique down in California, and if you called, they would place a phone order and they would mail it to your house because they had it in the store. They had like a secret stash. And I ordered 2 because I was like, I just have to get this just in case. Maybe I'll get one for my kit and one for my face. I don't know. I just have to have at least one, preferably 2, just because this brush is everything. So the next thing I do is I will take this by Sigma. It is the Large Angled Contour F40. This is the one I used to contour with because it was the best that I had without the Ita, but I actually use this now for blending out my contour. This is so precise and you can blend it, but it actually is nicer to kind of soften it with this one. So after I'm done going over my face with the NARS one, I'll take this F40 and just kind of blend everything out and make sure it's all really nice and seamless. The next one I do is blush, and this is the F10 by Sigma. Pretty self-explanatory. It's meant for blush. It's a really good blush brush and I love it. Really good for blending because it's fluffy. It's not too big, although it's borderline too big. The next one that I use is, this is called the Tapered Highlighter F35. I used to use this one for cheekbone highlight, like a loose powder or a pressed powder. I would use this right on the cheekbone. It's tapered, so that angle is perfect for the cheekbone, just for placing it right there, super easy. You can blend it down the nose, whatever you need to do. Right now, I'm using this for my Hourglass ambient lighting powder. I use the diffuse light, and I'll take it on the brush, and I will set my under eye concealer and just kind of dab it in like this. But this works really well for that, just for placing it perfectly there. It helps to keep your under eye concealer from creasing and looking funny throughout the day, and it also helps to kind of brighten that plane of the face. So that is all of my brushes. Oh, I do want to talk about a couple more things. So one thing that I discovered at Sephora that I am absolutely in love with is the Makeup Forever. I think I've talked about this before. This is the Instant Brush Cleanser. It's a little bit pricey for what it is. It's basically a dry oil spray. Japanesque has one called like Perry and Spirit that you can get at Ulta. It's not exactly the same. I find that this is better, but the Japanesque one is a lot cheaper. So you will spray it on like a tissue and then take like an eyeshadow brush or whatever kind of brush and swirl it in the sprayed area, and it'll take all of the makeup off of that brush and leave the brush dry, which is the most important part if you're trying to switch colors, switch people, or in any other way, use that brush right away after cleaning it. And then the other thing is the Beauty Blender Cleanser Solid. This thing I did a video on actually, and oh, it's nice and dirty. Can you see that? Yum. This I use for my beauty blender and it works really, really well. Super, super easy to use. You just get it a little bit wet, get the beauty blender wet or whatever brush you're using and swirl it in, and it picks up enough cleaner to then just totally clean that brush, and it's really quick. Very, very quick. Like I used to spend like an hour and a half cleaning all my brushes, and now I'll spend maybe 20 minutes because it is so, so fast. Let me know if you guys have any other recommendations or if you have any questions or whatever. I hope you guys are all having a nice month of March, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!